What is up, guys? Hbox here. I just got home from Genesis and I apologize if my voice is a little bit raspy because I was yelling all weekend, of course, but I want to make this video tonight and record it right before, of course, the Nintendo Direct happening on Wednesday morning, which hopefully I'll be reacting to as well. The reason I want to make this video is because a familiar face joins the fray as it happened last time. And for those of you who are on Twitter and follow popular leakers, you'll know this individual to be known as Pyoro X. Pyoro X famously, was able to leak the Mario Wonder Direct almost perfectly, to the point of such verification that we are pretty sure he's an insider or an employee, someone that clearly is in the know of all things, but to this point, somehow miraculously has not been caught. And of course, in the era of misinformation and validation, this is someone that we do appreciate. What I like about Pyoro, and I said this last time, is that the guy does leak, but he does it so subtly that it doesn't ruin the surprise. In fact, I would argue that it adds more of a prestige when it actually happens. Yeah, he's a very good at building up anticipation, and obviously he's a guy who likes to flex his knowledge and flex being in the know. Of course, it started out on February 16th, 9 a.m. on the dot. He said Act 2 Rebirth, and of course everyone thought he was referring to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. They said no, of course, new Final Fantasy is coming out very soon. People are excited about it. Then he said, of course, this is not a hint. I just think that Family Thread subtitle is cool. And when you ask what the Family Thread is about, it's the Family Boards thread right here, where you could see basically roughly a sort of build-up coming into the Nintendo Direct. And this more or less confirmed that the Nintendo Direct was happening the next week, which, as we saw today, Nintendo confirmed will be happening on Wednesday, February 21st, 9 a.m. Eastern. So that's what he was referring to there. But it goes further, because then he said, is Game Freak a partner? Is Game Freak a partner? Out of the blue. And, when you think of Game Freak, obviously think of Pokemon. And basically, one thing that sort of popped into my head was the fact that Pokemon Day is coming up in about a week. And whenever Pokemon Day happens, there's always a big direct and big announcements. You could also, think of what new games or expansions are going to come as a result of that. So it wouldn't be surprised at all for Pokemon-related news to be part of this direct. And Pyoro here is basically confirming it, or he's just trolling and saying that is Game Freak a partner? Now, this word partner he's using very frequently throughout these recent tweets. Is Nintendo a partner? This is very vague, but he did this before, where Nintendo released Mario Wonder, and he used the word wonder a lot, but he didn't use it to specify it was a game title. But then when you look back at the fact, you realize it was actually the title there too. Now, this probably won't refer to this case because the partner showcase is a thing, but then I saw this. Sometimes Nintendo can be a partner because they love dolphins. Excuse me? Dolphins? As a pro Melee player and someone who uses Slippy every day, of course, this only could mean one thing to me. Almost everyone else realizes that Dolphin with emulation, with Nintendo Switch Online, this is, to me, a very big hint that they will be announcing GameCube games on the Switch as part of Nintendo Switch Online. And that would already add to their already pretty massive library of games they have across the SNES, NES, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, N64, Sega Genesis, Game Boy Advance. They've been adding tons and tons of more consoles to Nintendo Switch Online to sort of make the Switch the end-all be-all system, your new home for all of your Nintendo games. And now, especially as physical media slowly becoming less and less of a prominent product that these companies are selling. We saw Best Buy, of course, dropping all physical media now. Maybe this push towards making everything available on the virtual console, well, it's not called that, it's called Nintendo Switch Online, is sort of in line with what competitors are saying. So yeah, is Nintendo a partner? Yes, no, kind of vague. And then sometimes Nintendo can be a partner because they love dolphins, and that's sort of tongue-in-cheek, right? Because they're a partner towards the Dolphin emulator because they make the games that run on Dolphin emulator, so to speak. But anyways, as a Melee player, this got me very, very excited, and I'm almost willing to bet money that this does soft confirm GameCube games for the Nintendo Switch Online. I don't know if I'm going crazy here, but I want to believe, you know what I mean? I want to believe this is the case because I think it's the one huge thing missing from this. And of course, this man, what I love about Pyoro too is that whenever he sees false leakers, you saw me click this in real time. I clicked this in real time. This guy, Pokemon Observer News, was saying, oh, it looks like my coworker confirmed something. He's like, you're not a partner. You're not a leaker. And then this account deleted. He just completely ratioed and demolished this man. This is how you know this man stands on business. Also posting some, looks like 5chan articles of his leaks and whatnot, because whenever he posts, it's always, you know, very, very exciting. And then this is just a pinned tweet. But yeah, like I said, sometimes Nintendo could be a partner because they love dolphins. So now I'm wondering what thumbnail to put for this video. Maybe a giant Melee confirmed, HT confirmed, Melee HT confirmed, just to speculate, because now it wouldn't exactly be clickbait. There's actually credence to this, all right? Why is Pyoro the most reliable, I would say, the most reliable leaker for Nintendo in our current age on Twitter, referring to dolphins in this telltale way that he does, where he doesn't say too much but just enough? I think I know what it means. So, calling it right now, calling my hard shot. GameCube games will be available on Nintendo Switch Online very, very soon, and they'll announce it during Wednesday's Direct. So, yeah, that is my hunch. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, of course, and I just think it's the natural way things to go. One last thing before I forget. Having GameCube games on the Switch is very tricky because of the analog triggers, right? You'll notice that obviously Joy-Cons and Pro controllers, they have either a press or not pressed option, especially the Joy-Cons. GameCube controllers have press and not press, but they have analogs, so there's half press, mid press, soft touch. It's like a scaler, right, that goes between 0 and 100. For Melee, for instance, that gives you a soft shield, whereas in future Smash titles, a soft shield was no longer present. It was just the big or small shield, and you would just hold it or you wouldn't hold it, right? One GameCube game that was famously made available on the Switch was Super Mario Sunshine, and for that game, they tweaked it up a little bit to make it so that your controllers could do everything you were allowed to do in the GameCube version of the game. That's how they put Sunshine onto the Mario 3D All-Stars package to be played on the Switch. I think that for every single individual GameCube game, if they add it to the Switch, you're going to have some modifications. But if they only release a few games at a time, given that GameCube has such an extensive library, I could definitely see that being a thing. Now, here's a fun fact you might not know. Obviously, putting prior games onto Nintendo Switch, it's not some kind of magic. You use emulators to do so. And actually, Nintendo has their own team that creates the emulators specifically for the Switch. They're called Nerd. Bunch of nerds. Actually, it's the Nintendo European Research and Development team. They've created the Game Boy and GameCube Color experiences on the Switch. They have a Wii and GameCube emulator called Haggy, or Haggai, I'm not too sure. And the GameCube NSO emulator is called Barge. So apparently Nerd also develops these on top. So that's actually pretty interesting. It kind of is a little bit telling that they already have a GameCube and Wii emulator. Haggy and Barge. Someone should probably look into that. Anyways, having any semblance of a percent of a chance of Melee being re-released for the first time ever, might I add, since the GameCube, it hasn't been re-released, would be nothing short of spectacular. Anyways, My job is to ruminate. My job is to speculate, and here I am doing both. So, one more time, thank you for watching. Let me know anything in the comments below, and let me know if I'm out of my mind or if we're gonna get Melee HD. I want to believe. All right, guys. Till next time.